When people think of Australia, they often imagine big cities like Sydney or Melbourne. But did you know that almost nobody lives in the entire northern half of the country? If you look at a map, Australia is huge. It's about the size of the United States. But here's the strange part. More than 80% of Australians live along the southeast coast, while the north is mostly empty. Why? Let's find out. First, let's look at the numbers. Australia has over 26 million people. But in the entire Northern Territory, which is one of the biggest regions, there are fewer than 300,000 people. Half of them live in just one city, Darwin. The rest of the land, vast, remote, almost untouched. Now, why is that? One big reason is the climate. Northern Australia is hot, humid, and tropical. It has two seasons, wet and dry. During the wet season, it rains a lot. We're talking flooding, cyclones, and roads that completely disappear. Some places are cut off for weeks. During the dry season, the heat can be intense. Temperatures can hit 40 degrees Celsius or over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, almost daily. That makes it hard to grow crops, build cities, or live comfortably. But it's not just the weather. There's also the issue of distance. Northern Australia is far from everything. Most cities in the north are isolated, connected by long highways through the desert. The nearest grocery store, doctor, or airport might be hundreds of kilometers away. This makes it expensive to live there. Supplies have to be trucked or flown in, and there's little infrastructure. Now let's talk about nature. Northern Australia is wild. Much of it is untouched rainforest, wetlands, and outback. You'll find crocodiles, snakes, kangaroos, and all kinds of rare birds. And guess what? A lot of that land is protected. National parks, Aboriginal land, and conservation areas, so you can't just build a town there. Speaking of Aboriginal land, we also have to talk about history. The indigenous Australians have lived in the north for tens of thousands of years. They've had a deep connection with the land, but not through cities or large buildings. Their communities are often small and spread out. Even today, many remote towns in the north are indigenous communities, where traditional life and language are still strong. That's one reason why the population is low. It was never built to be crowded. Now you might wonder, why didn't cities grow there later? That brings us to colonial history. When the British arrived in the late 1700s, they settled first in the southeast, where the land was cooler and better for farming. They built ports like Sydney and Melbourne, and those became the main population centers. The north was seen as too harsh, too far, and too dangerous. So while the south became busy with trade and immigration, the north stayed quiet. Even today, Darwin is Australia's most northern capital, but it's small, about 150,000 people. It's like a mid-sized town in Europe or the US. But that doesn't mean the north isn't important. In fact, it plays a big role in Australia's economy and environment. Northern Australia has massive natural resources, like iron ore, gas, and minerals. Huge mining operations take place in remote areas, far from cities. Many workers fly in and fly out, staying only for a few weeks at a time. Also, the north has rich biodiversity. It's home to unique ecosystems and species that don't exist anywhere else in the world. Now, you might be wondering, will the north ever grow? The answer is maybe. The Australian government has talked about developing Northern Australia for years. There are ideas about building new cities, improving roads, and using the land for agriculture and energy, especially now with climate change affecting where people can live and work. But it's not simple. Development would need to respect indigenous land rights, protect the environment, and handle the challenges of heat, floods, and isolation. So for now, Northern Australia remains one of the last wild frontiers, a place of mystery, beauty, and extremes, where ancient cultures still thrive, and where the land decides who stays and who doesn't. It's not empty because it's worthless. It's empty because it's powerful. So maybe in a world that's growing too fast. That's exactly what makes it special.